Welcome back to Heels, Pops, and Chair Shots, Wrestling's entertainment champions. How to experience wrestling's hidden treasures, and a historic pay-per-view this Sunday. All this and more in the room where it happens. But first, we gonna introduce the bad guys. Let's see who making their way to the ring.
We out here, baby. Let's get it.
Pretty chubby Flacco. Why don't you go ahead and tell the fans how to subscribe and like and what they can do for the bad guys.
Check us out on Twitter at HPC2Sweet, on IG at HPC2Sweet_ to talk shit with your favorite bad guys, and make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Heels, Pops, and Chair Shots. On Twitch at HPC2Sweet, and don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review on the audio version of this podcast, wherever you get your fix.
You already know. Welcome to the room where it happens, folks. It's been a week of wrestling where it's been a little less lackluster and a little disrespectful, wouldn't you say? But don't worry, we got you. We're talking about all that because the trash got to be taken out at some point in time, doesn't it?
Oh, I guess so.
You take the trash out on legends like that? That's how you do it. That's how you do. That's how
on
you
the Squirt
do
Squad.
It, wow. They don't call me JP Savage for nothing, baby. I'm
Squirt Squad. It is.
You already know. Can JP Savage handle a whole show that is just one match? You think you can do that? Listen, as long as the match doesn't involve Jake Hager talking on the mic, I'm with it. I'm with it.
Yo, he wasn't that bad. I mean, he was bad.
Wasn't that bad.
He was bad. He was bad. But Jericho was worse this week. This week.
Yo, Helen Keller could have dropped a better promo, bro. That's all I'm saying.
I didn't like Jericho's this week though. He it was kind of like weak. It was more of the fans. I feel. I don't know.
Jericho's.
What
you expect him to cut after last week?
The immortal promo.
If anything, Santana was gold.
Yes, that was a fact.
And that's why it was that much worse for Jake Hager. He should just be the muscle. Just stand there, look big. You want to smoke? Yo, it's 420. Go ahead, yo. But don't speak on the mic. And it was disrespectful. We took it out of Jericho's hand and shit. And Jericho looked at him like, why? Stay in your lane.
Well, staying in their lane is something that AEW's been known to do. They headline running the ropes this week, gentlemen. Champions, might I say. We start off with Dave Meltzer reporting. You know it's true. It got to be facts. May 5th, Dynamite will be airing a one-match show with just the one blood and guts match? What the ¿Cómo?
So I don't believe
I don't believe anything Meltzer says. Just saying. Talk to Charlotte about Meltzer's got a history of talking a lot of shit. But before we get into Dave Meltzer real quick, huge shout out to baby Cameron making their debut Tuesday Night Live out here. Congrats to JJ. I know it's tough.
Ooh.
Baby. Hope the family's happy, healthy, all that. Man, you guys are going to enjoy this one-match show on May 5th. Oh, yeah. Can we sit through? See, because it is a special match, it's going to be interesting to watch, right? I think that's going to be exciting to watch. It's something different. It's supposed to be on Wednesday, which was something I didn't quite realize. Who is in the match? Let's talk about that. Who's in the match? It's the Pinnacle and the Inner Circle. Okay, so you have like a 5-on-5, right? 15 minutes. So that's something they could believe, right? And then you could have people interjecting into the match. That shit could make the match 2 hours. Cool.
We've seen worse shit produced.
Of course.
In an hour. Right?
Just what's wrong?
Oh,
I'm sorry.
So what's the concept of this match?
When you break the continuity that there was as far as the Raw after WrestleMania being the best Raw of the year, you deserve to get shitted on. And that's exactly what they've done.
So, more to PCS point, what the hell is this match really about? I think it's more about putting over the Pinnacle here, over the Inner Circle, moving the torch. I don't know how violently they plan on doing so.
Bro, watch West Side Story, bro. What you think? It's two factions going at it. What more do you need to know?
Faction wars.
And as long as he's snapping in the background and not talking on the mic, we good.
That's what I'm talking about. As long as he ain't on the mic. But
Well, if you really
Chicken
want to
butt.
know what this match is about, you're gonna have to see next week because that's when we're gonna see the Pinnacle and the Inner Circle parlay. This is where they're gonna talk
Ooh,
about
parlay.
what the rules of engagement are gonna be.
That's
So,
what happened to
I do well in parlays. I just
what do
just
you think
shout out
the
to
rules
football.
of engagement are gonna be?
War games.
Why? Is this gonna be identical to War Games?
Damn, how could
War
they make a
games.
variation to War Games though?
a cage
called
with
blood and
a
guts.
with a roof. They do it the right way.
There's you could go outside. Like it's like a Hell in a Cell around both.
Yo, they need to bring back the fucking Ready to Rumble cage, bro. That's what they need to do.
Oh man, that
Yo,
triple cage.
shut
Remember
up.
that?
I can't believe you said that.
I thought
Bring back David Arquette.
I was so upset moving good towards the first
doesn't
Survivor
die.
Series of Elimination Chamber. I thought that's what Eric Bischoff was bringing, not the fucking Elimination Chamber. I thought he's bringing the triple cage. That's got to
I
be
mean,
it.
Elimination Chamber is pretty dope.
It's dope. It's dope. Yeah, but I was expecting that triple cage. Not
Listen,
gonna lie.
if you're telling me we're gonna get a quasi fucking War Games, I'm so down.
Hey.
Then definitely give me this and only this for that Wednesday. I'm on Cinco de Mayo nonetheless. Fucking
Cinco de
everybody's gonna
Mayo.
clean it up. You know what I mean? Margarita in hand.
Ooh, that's a
and
drinking holiday.
Enjoy a slobber knocker.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
speaking
I
of
just
drinking
hope-
holidays,
I just hope JR doesn't believe he's back in NWA. and fuck up like he usually does.
JR's been on. Yo, he's been a wreck, and we're gonna get to that. But you mentioned a drinking holiday, JP, and for sure, one coming up is 4th of July, but there are 10 individuals who may not be celebrating it on the 4th, looking like the 14th. So this release blanket, or I guess chapter of releases that WWE has made includes the 90-day don't compete clause, and we're gonna get more in depth with that with specifics later on. But Mickey James, Mojo Rawley, Chelsea Green, Tucker, Wesley Blake, Billy Kay, all these guys have to wait 90 days.
Dallas.
Yeah, Bo Dallas as well. Damn, I guess we're not gonna see nobody at Rebellion.
Kalisto.
Damn.
But we see them at Impact Slammiversary.
That's more like it. That's more like it.
You know who's somebody that's still floating around that no one's been talking about because of this? Andrade
Because of this?
is
Oh.
a hot tamale right now. He is a free agent.
And
So where does he go?
really
One of the
enjoying
hot
his time with
boys.
Charlotte. That's what's happening right now.
Hey, Andrade takes the best pictures.
The
Yeah,
proof is in the
man.
pudding.
Oh man. I don't know,
No.
man.
I mean, listen. It is what it is. For some of these performers, like Samoa Joe, it's probably a
Yeah.
good thing. It's an opportunity to rebuild yourself. You know what I mean? To make sure you're healthy, get those bumps and bruises out the way. Work on repackaging yourself. One of the biggest mistakes I would say, as far as talent that has gone over to AEW from WWE and has not worked, and I'm talking to you, Matt Cardona, that had to end up going back. Like, yo, you're not reinventing yourself. Like, this is an opportunity to do something different. The one thing I've always said, yes, Dolph Ziggler is already tired in the WWE. And he's been there so long. Like, what else can he do, right? But if he were to leave, if he shows up anywhere else doing the same tired shit, nobody's going to tune in. Nobody's going to tune in. You need to reinvent yourself. You need to start fresh. Every person that's a legend has a legacy, reinvents itself with the times, is able to connect with each time. So that's what they got to do. And failure to do so leaves you at the bottom. So Chelsea Green, bring back that crazy broad that you used to be. Bring that back.
Ooh,
I want
yeah.
You know what
That's
I mean?
a nice character right there.
Andrade, show us what you got. Show us without someone holding the mic for you what you can do.
I guess
You
it's
know, you can do the ring.
I guess it's safe to say that we're all pretty much eager and ready to tune in, like you said, JP. And PCF, you can vouch for most of us when we say we like a lot of the talent on this release card here. But if we want to tune in, we gotta enjoy what we're watching, right? We gotta enjoy the content. And speaking of enjoying content and tuning in, it looks like Peacock is a success, champions. We have succeeded. Peacock has more than doubled their projected number of views, and they are just getting started. How are we feeling about that?
$43.8 million, but you cut 10 motherfuckers who wrestle their ass off.
Yo, can I hold one?
Budget cuts.
Can I hold one? Let me hold 1 mil.
Budget cuts.
Oh, but this is after getting the report though. You know what I mean? Like we didn't know.
So they should have waited. Clearly, you could have waited.
At first,
Clearly.
Victor Villain,
Like-
how dare you? How dare you give so much credit to Peacock when we're not getting a cent? Fuck out of here.
We getting there
Yo.
though. We getting there.
But-
They gonna
but
that people
the truth
are
is,
talking
hold
to
on.
our people, but our people don't talk. It's just
Nah, the truth is that WWE already got what they wanted out of this. All right, first of all, they got paid up front. Yo.
In a month.
Oof.
Not even.
And they're going to claim that this WrestleMania was the most watched WrestleMania of all time.
Just like every WrestleMania is the most
All
booked, sold out.
time.
Wow.
Right, they always break the attendance records, but there's only so much they could do with that, right? Because there's only so
Bro.
many people that can fit in such a place.
All I know is when
All
you're counting
time.
urinals, count, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like when you're including the number of the count, the urinals, the garbage cans, the hot dog carts, like you include all that. That doesn't count. Just saying.
Don't forget, this is the most carny business. This is carny as
Is it?
fuck, right? So they're gonna say,
Barney 101.
yes, that's why they even talk about how many people go to the show, because it's carny as hell. Do you see? You see that? We got over 1 million. You know how many people watch? Sure. Yo, you're the only one not watching. I don't even know how you haven't watched yet, because everybody's watched this. How are you not watching? That's why they announce every time they break a record. That's why they always talk about it, because they can sell that shit. They can say that's what got them $1 billion from Peacock in the first place.
Let me hold one,
Like, that's
Vince.
what got it for them.
Vince
Hold
is always
on.
the king
Carney.
of first.
Damn.
That's
The
that
first.
carny ass selling that first. This is now the largest WrestleMania in history, because even though it's got like 17 people inside, it had whatever the views that it had outside. I didn't even. I lost the views. But
17 people.
it was like what 24,000.
I'm proud- I'm proud of those
During the
17.
COVID era, I guess.
But my 17 people.
Listen, there was more
proud of
cardboards
each and
harmed
every one
in
of
the making of this WrestleMania than any other.
Damn, it's so hard. If you're
Speaking about
cardboard.
hard,
Oh.
There you go. There you go. That's a fucking
Oh.
segue. Let's go.
Yeah.
Fucking Victor
Miss-
Villain out here soliloquies and shit.
Oh.
Fucking segue.
Miss
I'm just trying to.
Rousey.
I'm trying to let y'all bask. I'm just trying to let y'all bask in the symmetry. You know. If
Remember,
You know,
he's really into basketball shit right now. So let's not. You know what I'm saying?
talk to him, PCF. What's so hard?
Miss Ronda Rousey has announced that she is pregnant.
Whereby.
Congratulations to
That shit ain't
Miss
easy.
Shout outs to all the wrestling fans that are still saying she's gonna come back.
Yesterday,
Yo, shout out to
the
Meltzer.
week
2
before.
years ago that she's not wrestling because she's gonna get pregnant. You know what I mean?
Rousey.
Yeah, he was right.
Yo, if
It's-
Dave Meltzer
And it only took
Talks-
2 years.
so much contradictory shit that if you wait long enough, all his shit becomes true.
Yeah, that's true.
Like he's gonna be like,
Listen.
Daniel Bryan's dead.
He's a
Dave
philosopher.
Daniel
Meltzer-
Bryan's not dead. Daniel Bryan's not dead. And he's like, yeah.
Listen,
But
Dave
if you wait,
Meltzer-
I will be right.
Dave Meltzer is the weatherman of the wrestling world, bro.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Only
Yes,
he
bro.
can wear that title. Only he can
His
wear that crown.
barometer
That crown is
is
gold.
Crazy.
That
His
crown is
Doppler,
gold.
what is it? The weather
The Doppler radar and shit. Fucking wild, yo.
Mr. Melt Weather over here and shit.
There's a 40% chance I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Pretty much just Steiner math. But congratulations.
He's
to
been
Ronda
God for
Rousey.
like so long too.
Always beautiful when you see, a human being into this world.
Oh.
Many blessings.
We're gonna talk a little bit more about Mr. Uncle Dave, but
The
we're
one
not
thing
gonna
about
talk
pregnancy, the pregnancy, is really not talked about enough. It is a terrible experience for the woman. Like, there's a lot. It's a daunting task on the body. And when you talk about WWE going back to Saudi Arabia, I feel the same. Like, why are we still doing this? Why are we traumatizing these performers? What is happening here? Are you not getting enough Peacock money? You gotta get the Saudi money too?
yo, listen.
Everybody wants
You know-
money,
you
bro.
see- You know what your problem is?
We don't have
Your
no money.
problem-
We don't have the
Your
money.
problem is that you think that there is a final boss. You think that there's a last level.
There is
That's
every
your
time.
problem,
You ever
bro.
play Mortal
You got some
Kombat?
nerds out there That's the problem. There ain't no final level. There ain't no top. The top is where you make it at when you're the WWE. So it's not like, yo, do I have enough money? It's how much money can I get? That's what that's about. So if you can get more money, that's the nature of business, is it not? Do you
100%.
build a business so that you can kind of make some money? Or do you build a business so you can make as much money as possible?
100%. But my fundamental problem with that aspect of greed is that, one, if you're in the search for money, why cut people the way you did? And on top of that, send their endeavors in trash bags? Like, that's where I say that's classless, right?
That is classless. That's trash.
Because we talk
Caca
about
sandwich right
Target
there.
never treated me like that.
if you talk about, making money, these are individuals that have made you money. Let's not, it doesn't matter how long they were in catering. They still sold merch. They still were working with talents. I mean, think about somebody like Bad Bunny that just showed out. Think about the talents that worked with him backstage that nobody's talking about. So these individuals are still producing, even though we didn't see them on TV. And they get the boot. Fucking Samoa Joe gets a cold for no reason on WrestleMania, standing out there in the rain and shit to get the boot. And then he's gonna get his shit in a garbage bag.
Joe's situation a little bit more more intense than that though.
A hefty bag, bro. It wasn't even a hefty bag, bro. It was like store brand.
Yeah, but Joe's more hurt than anything than he wants to say, and nobody's really talking about that either with Joe. So Joe's just a little different though.
Why? What happened with Joe?
Because he's been on hold for a while, and he's been injured per se. He's not cleared. But what's to say that he can go? He feels himself. I'm sure he feels himself. He can go, right?
Yo, but like, so you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. If you're the WWE, if you fucking protect the guy and you're like, yo, I don't feel like you should be out there fucking wrestling, and the guy's like, yo, I want to fucking wrestle. WWE's the bad guy for not letting the guy wrestle. But if WWE lets the guy wrestle, then fucking CM Punk comes out and sues their dicks off. So there's no win. There's no win for WWE.
They have to let him go. They have to let him go.
Listen, that's why you gotta let him go.
They have
Samoa Joe shit. He was now a commentator making performer money.
That was the thing.
Yeah.
That's the thing, and that I understand. I understand that. But still, not even a hefty bag. Like, that's what we do.
You gotta take care of them. I'm sure Taz. Oh, I can't even say for that either.
It's just that Mickey James is the one that posted it up. I mean, if it happened to Mickey James, like, well, who did Mickey James piss off that she's the only one that's gonna get her shit in the garbage bag?
Yo, and she tweeted that directly to Vince.
Yeah,
that's wild. That is wild.
And to the credit of the WWE, Triple H did put out a statement, right? And to paraphrase, it was a disgusting situation, and the person responsible is no longer with the WWE. That was the statement, essentially. Okay, but it shouldn't happen.
I believe you.
That's more of like, let's clean our hands real quick. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna say this: Triple H was not bagging that up, right? You know that like Vince McMahon wasn't bagging that up. So that was somewhere below them, and I just don't believe that they're like, put that shit in the garbage bag and send it back to them. I'm sure.
Nah, there's no way.
Right, like you acting like Triple H or Vince or somebody. Yo, collect their shit and send it back to them. Maybe something like that. Like, yo, put their shit together and send it back to them. I have a hard time believing that they're gonna spend the iota of effort to think, yo, let me fucking demean them even more by fucking putting it in a garbage can. I just don't believe that.
They didn't need the bag though. It was in a box. You could have just boxed it. You didn't have to bag it on top of it.
Just boxed it.
You didn't have to bag it.
We're talking about?
Yo, Vince. But Vince does that to people he absolutely
It's
hates,
mind
not
games.
10 fucking random jobbers and shit. Like, you know what I mean? I just have, like, to Samoa Joe, to fucking, I don't think there was never anything there.
Man,
like, you ever heard anything that there was an issue?
My man, the same fucking ponchos that Samoa Joe, Michael Cole, Corey Graves were wearing at WrestleMania, the same one that they bagged up all this shit and sent it to.
They used the same shit. They didn't even buy a new fucking poncho. They used the same wet one.
And it was still wet.
It was still wet.
Shit was still wet.
At the end of the day, Vince and Kennedy McMahon may not have said, "Yo, put that shit in a garbage bag," but at the end of the day, it's his company, and whoever gave the directive, and that was the result. It falls on them.
It's true.
All right, and the dudes got fired, right? Whoever it was got fired. So
No, but I'm saying the person the person that directed them to do so. The individual fucked up and they got fired.
So,
but I'm saying the person that told them to bag it up and wasn't specific, right?
So,
Enough to say.
So, hold on. I don't have I'm gonna be a subordinate and I gotta be told exactly where to put it and how to shove it.
Bro, yo.
You see the America we live in, bro?
Yo,
Are you fucking serious?
did you see our last president? Nah, wait, let me not go there. Let's not go there, JP.
Hold on.
Listen, you could call for help, the authorities for fucking help, and they shoot you. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta be
speaking of, it seems like contracts are expiring these days. The contracts are expiring these days. People are moving, they're going, they're coming, they're going.
No,
we don't know where they're going. And
man. The fact of the matter is like, all right, so you're Triple H, right? What do? So you fired the guy, you released a statement, you're like, that shit was, I forgot the words he used, but he was like, yo, that's fucked up. All right. Now that's it. What happens now? In your opinion, what should he do? Like what?
Nothing's gonna happen. Nothing's gonna happen. That's what.
No. But if you are that guy, like you're the guy, your subordinate did that fucked up shit. Now you got to deal with the consequences. All right, you fired the guy. Now what?
Now you go to AEW and spill your beans.
but that's kind of like format protocol. Like that's how it goes.
You seen Drumline?
That's how we sell tickets, baby. You know,
kick the can into the curb. What he did? He went to the competitor, and they were like, "So what's good? Tell me what they doing? What they do for the classic?"
Yo, when the Patriots sign a player of the team they're gonna play with the 2 weeks before, you know what I'm saying. You know what they're doing, bro.
Deal is.
If they're willing to deflate the balls, they're willing to cheat.
I ain't fucking with nobody that's ready to deflate balls.
Brett and say scoop Brett. He's willing to send their shit in garbage bags, bro.
Hey, fuck it. We here. We out here. Oh man,
if you don't believe me, make sure to watch A&E. The hunt for WWE treasures with Mick Foley, the episode that's happened this Sunday, and watch what happens when Mick Foley tries to encounter Vince.
All right, hold on. We'll talk about this A&E shit in a second.
Oh, A&E's popping.
I want to talk about Uncle Dave for a second.
Uncle Dave.
Crazy Uncle Dave. Crazy Uncle Dave got in trouble this past today when he didn't know when to shut the fuck up about
as usual.
Yo, so all right, we all know that Dave Meltzer's full of shit, right? So let's start there. So Dave Meltzer basically was talking about Charlotte's suspension. Right? So Charlotte has recently been suspended for attacking a ref. But it turns out that it's for very it's gonna be for dental work. All right. They're gonna do dental work.
She got cavity?
But Dave Meltzer is out here talking about that she's subconscious about her looks. And that's why she's going to work on herself and talking about body image this and a complete makeover that.
Boy.
And Charlotte Flair has something to say about it.
Boy.
Charlotte Flair said, yeah, I just listened. I thought Dave Meltzer would have learned his lesson last time commenting about women's bodies. But apparently I'm fair game. Face with rolling eyes. So I get to respond again to a rumor about my body again. You know what? This is when I
Chicken
stop.
butt.
Dave, go to hell. You have my phone number. It would take you 30 seconds to ask, as opposed to giving straight crap to your listeners. Grow up, for you of all people to comment on a woman's looks. You have any shame, decency, or professionalism left at all? Find the mirror. Look hard, Dave. Damn.
Burn. Sick motherfucking burn. Yo,
finish him.
Dave Meltzer has some fucking cold Jones, bro. I'm telling you, like this mother, like
Mo Jones.
So to say,
Cojones.
Oh.
You know, to talk about her body, you know, and there's been, you know, this is not the first time this conversation happens when it comes to Charlotte. You know, a lot of people have a lot of shit to say, and there's none of their fucking business, bro. Like a lot of people are into the tough people, bro. They get on Twitter and shit, and they say whatever's on their mind, have no filter. Yo, look at how happy Andrade is, bro. Look how happy Charlotte is. You think there's a problem there? Leave him alone. Charlotte is a beautiful woman. She's a beautiful woman.
Wow.
Is she's everybody's cup of tea? Maybe not. But why the fuck does it matter? She is one of the best women wrestlers in the world. And she comes from legacy. And she has money every time she does anything. So what is the problem, Dave? What's the problem?
At some point, you gotta look around and be like, "I'm the problem." Right, Dave? Like, at some point, you just gotta be like, "Damn, everybody keeps telling me shut the fuck up." Maybe
It ain't just Dave though, man.
When's Dave gonna get canceled?
It's easy to pick on Charlotte though. Talk about who goes up in the bitch. Our boy PCF, what's up with that boy, bro? Cause he's a little loud too, yo.
He's a homeboy from Guayaquil, Ecuador, just like me.
He's talking about how Charlotte missed Mania on Sunday, but was able to show up on my bad. Missed Mania on Sunday, was able to show up on Monday and whoop everybody's ass. He's tying that into her involvement with Andrade.
right.
Like,
That's
Charlotte
fucked
is so easy for people to just fucking love, number one, but then pick on, yo. What's up, man?
But
journalism.
Hugo spoke about how WWE has like this thing with Latin superstars, how they're not being pushed as they should be, and he's only using them a certain way, and it's like they're here today and gone tomorrow.
Well,
Let's be real. Hold on. At some point, you got to realize that it's almost like it's not a race thing.
No,
right?
it's not.
Yo, he doesn't know how to use any fucking body, bro. There's nobody that's getting like a fair shake, really. Listen, for every Andrade, there's a Dolph Ziggler and a Rick Rude, Rick Rude.
Bobby.
Never gonna get you up.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, it's like, yeah, I'm not saying he's never been or he isn't. I'm just saying that like this booking shit isn't always a race thing. I just think he's really sucked.
He's just so out of touch. Yeah, el viejo, he can't do it no more.
See, the problem is it is a race thing, Mischief, because yes, it sucks. But guess what? It could suck with some more minorities at champions, right? Because the problem is the same old shit. The problem is we have the third African American champion in history in the WWE. The third.
How many Hispanics we got?
We started this fucking podcast because said the booking sucks. And this is come on now. It is a problem. Because even if it sucks, then give other people a chance. And they're not getting that chance.
Who was the last?
Carrillo just put on massive weight. The man is looking spectacular. Out here looking like Austin Theory, right? And what he did, he showed up this week and he got jobbed.
Got squashed, bro.
Like, what the fuck is that? What's the point? That's the problem. So race is part of the issue. And not seeing it, that's being blind to it.
I hear you, JP. It's just a certain way that we're so accustomed to watching luchadors compete. And we've said it here before, man. We've said the whole Escobar movement, man, is what's up with me, because I feel like he was speaking all the right in the right tone when he first got here. It's kind of slowed down a bit, but he's still getting his push, and we're seeing something different.
We've always talked about how like Vince pushes like a black champion on, in February when it's black. Like we recognize all like fucking how many has it been? 3, 4 African American champions, right? 3. So we've always 3, right? Bobby Lashley was the 3rd.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So we've always recognized that, but it's also not just that. It's also like it's like you're racist and you suck, and because every once in a while he could write a good Latin storyline, right? Like Eddie Guerrero had a great storyline in the championship run, right? Run through the top, like that was great, and it got the fans' attention, and I think he wrote it great. I mean, it was racist as fuck though. Lie, cheat, steal, fucking Latino heat.
It has been documented. Yes, it has been documented.
Yeah. Hey, Eddie Guerrero was the man. He does no wrong.
Well, speaking of documentation, right? A&E is well known for their documentation, and it turns out we're gonna get a little taste of heaven, if you ask me, man. We already got a piece of pie on Sunday, Stone Cold Steve Austin's documentary. JP, why don't you tell them about the lineup A&E got in store for the rest of the way?
Well, the interesting fact, A&E apparently is in bed with the WWE, and they're
Guess
gonna
who
give
she
us.
is?
We can
They're
watch.
gonna give us the happy ending of a biography, as they did for Stone Cold this past Sunday. Upcoming next is gonna be the one and only Roddy Piper. They have Booker T lined up, Macho Man Randy Savage, and also Shawn Michaels, and more to come. I for one enjoyed the Stone Cold documentary. I feel like I've known a lot of the information, but I will say the one thing that stood out to me is this. This is the first time that I heard Stone Cold talk about his daughters on a personal level.
Right.
And that's something we haven't seen. And the fact that I didn't really realize that Stone Cold kept to himself so much when it came to being in the business. You always got the impression that everybody loved him. He got along with everybody, but we got that side of it. So that was very interesting.
Yo, the story about the girls in London, the one when his daughter picked up the accent.
Yeah.
Yo, that shit was tough, man.
It hurt. But it just, it hits home to, like, if you want to get to a certain point, the sacrifices you got to make.
Facts,
right?
man.
But, excellent job. I'm looking forward to the Roddy Piper biography. I've read his book, and the man lived a crazy life, has crazier stories, especially in the era of wrestling where there were no hold bars, right? And so it's exciting to see what's going to be happening. But A&E is also, they have a show right after that, and it's WWE's merchandise, right? They're trying to find the Hall of Fame merchandise. And this week you had Mick Foley going out and searching for his stuff. The original Mr. Sacco, his original leather vest as Mankind, because they want to make a museum for all these artifacts that are historical in the annals of history of WWE. So it's actually dope because the annals of history. Right. And it's pretty dope because they're giving shine as well to the fans that are.
You shining the annals?
That are these collectors and they put
it's a good place to shine,
investment and time, and they're getting to get some as well. So it's pretty dope. And it's interesting because you're starting in the negotiations. You see some bartering happening. So that's how cheap the WWE is. Bartering is being introduced, even after Peacock. But
they do that in the annals,
folks. A&E is trying to fucking blow the house down because they also
the annals.
They also have Mick Foley appearing on Pawn Shop. You have Ric Flair selling car insurance, and he's on some other show where he's challenging
selling annals.
Listen, it is amazing. I'm looking forward to it. A&E, and the biggest statement I can make,
annals.
A&E is known for their facts, their historical content, and they're collaborating with the WWE. Legitimacy is the key, folks, and we're there. We're there.
No doubt. The show is going to be dope. They're looking for Taker's betrayal urn, which is going to be dope right there.
I like that.
That started the whole Kane storyline, right? If I'm not mistaken.
That sounds like a lot of exclusive materials and items. Sounds a lot like something we can get somewhere else. Mischief, why don't you talk to him a minute about Foco and the things you can get out there, because they got some exclusive shit too.
Listen, you want to get some officially licensed merchandise, you don't go to the guy on the corner of Canal Street. That's not what you do. You don't go there for official merchandise. You don't just put on the Google machine. You don't hop on Amazon and you're like, oh, let me just get some wrestling shit. That's not how that works, guys. You're going to get all that fake stuff. Official licensed merchandise from Foco.com. FOCO, YoMom.com. Get that. That's where you get the official merchandise. Talk about bobblehead, t-shirts, all the fun stuff, scarves and shit. You got socks, pants, shorts. You saw those wild-ass shorts that they just released? Them basketball shorts that say, let me in right in the crotch.
Oh.
Yo, check them out.
I thought you were talking about the sweatpants, because I was going to get me a pair too.
Foco.com. Yeah, you only have one pair of sweatpants and you're wearing them now. So, Foco.com. Hit them up with the HPC APR. That gets you a discount, baby.
It's a lot of letters.
Because the bad guys do nice things. HPC APR. Check out the bobbleheads. Legendary shit.
Let your head bobble.
Don't be loco. Hit up Foco.
Oh, PCF with the closing hit, the
Foco,
cleaner, cleaning it up. Speaking of cleaning up, it's time to clean up a damn run line here. It's time to hit some what's bumping, guys. What are we gonna talk about?
Dave Meltzer's face.
Oh,
Yo, his face.
a lot of
wild
bumps
bumpy.
there. Mad bumps on that. That's I think.
Yeah.
I think you find one or more too.
We got you, Charlotte. We got you, Ashley. We got you.
A few hidden treasures in that face. I'll tell you that much.
It's all the fungus.
Hidden treasures,
Yo.
wrestling hidden treasures. Mission, why don't you enlighten us about some wrestling hidden treasures besides the ones on Meltzer's face?
Yo, listen. I think. What do you want to see on that show? Like, that's ultimately something that I want to get behind. Like, what would be one of those things that, like, yo, I gotta watch, right? I've got to find like the original Sting bat, but like I want to see that.
Well,
that
you know who had one of
original
those? You know who had one
baseball
of those
bat?
Sting bats? Tony Khan.
Oh,
And he
He
gave it
would.
to Sting when he came
He
into
did?
AEW. That's pretty
Oh.
cool.
Oh, that's fucking dope.
Yeah,
He's like, I'm
that's
so
dope.
rich, I'm gonna give you back your
Yo, for
memorabilia.
real.
that's pretty
How
dope.
about Rick Martel's spray thing?
Ooh,
The little thing that he used to spray, like shit like that, right? Like you gotta expect things like
little
that in the
Shot like
fucking.
mirror.
Yo, the mirror that's cracked, right? Literally cracked, and you see like a piece of her hair. What was her
Sensational Sherry.
sensational Sherry's hair, or
How
something?
about the first Money
Or
in
maybe
the Bank?
some lipstick or something. I don't know.
The briefcase?
Yes,
Yeah.
the first briefcase.
Yeah.
What about all those elbow pads that The Rock would throw out in the
You know how many
The
millions
first one.
were
The
made?
first one.
Oof.
No, no, fuck that. I want to find the
My
Rocky Maivia
God.
tassels. How about that?
Ooh.
The nipple ones? I
Like,
raise
bro.
you Rocky Maiavia's tassels,
Ooh.
and I'll see. How about Ultimate Warrior's tassels? His first set of
Oh
tassels.
yes.
And then I'll raise you once more Randy Savage's tassels.
Ooh.
yeah.
Randy
Savage
Savage's
wedding outfit.
scepter. The scepter he
Randy
had.
Savage wedding outfit. How about that?
That's
That
fucking.
would be fun.
That's a
I
collector's
want to
item.
see
right
all
there.
the snakeskin that Jake Roberts left behind in every arena.
actual like molted snakeskin.
The little pellets of shit that the snake left.
Who has the,
How about
who has
how about
the original? No, go
How
ahead.
about the bag that I think is Big John Studd winning the first unofficial Royal Rumble? The bag of money that he got. How about that?
Oh.
Ooh, oh, that's a good one.
Pieces of ring mats from legendary matches. Like.
Eddie Guerrero
s-
and JBL.
Well, you want a vial of the blood?
They
Basically.
they included in some action figures. Like some action figures come with like a chip of the of maybe a shirt of merch from the wrestler or the ring mat where they wrestled the match.
They're like hole punching fucking mad merch. Nah, but like I think I would want a piece of that fucking mat just because of how crazy that match was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about every turnbuckle that George Animal Steel fucking chewed up?
Oh my god.
Oh, actually, that's pretty cool. That's really cool. At least the first one, right? Where the fuck would the first one be?
How about the salt that Mr. Fuji used to throw in everybody's eyes?
Oh man, I'll throw that
It's
shit
in
right back
everybody's eye.
right back at him when he gives it to me.
That's baby powder.
This is for 9.
Yoko-
This is for Mania 9.
Yokozuna's first
The
song.
cross that Stephanie and Stone Cold were.
Oh wow,
I'm pretty sure they have that.
that's gotta be in the
The
dungeon
sacrifice?
somewhere.
I'm pretty sure they threw that shit away. How
I'm
about
pretty
Nah.
sure Triple H uses that every other night.
the backlash they got off of that? shit?
Nah, man, they gotta keep that. Damn.
Yo,
God knows the
Pretty
shit
Chubs.
that they had back there, man.
What was
Chunks.
it that you said before?
I don't know. You tell me. Oh, Mae Young and Mark Henry's hand.
There you
You
go.
know they got that.
There you go. Who
Somebody
has
has
the
to have
hand?
that shit.
Who has it?
That shit is still sticky.
Oh
It
man.
reminds me of how
Yeah.
How about all
Wow.
those for the lingerie contest they used to have back in the day?
Oh my
You know that the
god.
sable
Mud pit.
hands. The sable.
Remember
hands. Who has
those?
sable
Ooh.
hands?
I was thinking about that. The
Sable's hands?
Sable hands?
and
Yeah, I was thinking about that moment too.
I think Brock owns those.
Late last night I was thinking about it.
Those are now Brock's hands.
You're right.
Those are Vince's.
Vince's first tank top, his first wrestle match tank top.
His first
Vince's
sexual harassment
quad.
What about
Wow.
Kane stuff, yo?
Allegedly.
Kane had some dope shit, like the mask, the cape, the first cape that Kane came out with in the house show.
Oh,
Oh man.
Okay, yeah.
Fuck that. I want to see the what is it? The dentist that he had. The
The head shit that he wore.
Isaac Yankem.
Isaac Yankem. Yes, let's get his outfit.
This motherfucker.
Yeah.
Isaac
And let's get the bleach
Yankem,
bottle he used to bleach his hair with. How about that?
the most important dentist in all of history.
How about
Real.
some of Ravishing Rick Rude's tights?
Oh
Yeah,
wow.
like very RVD-esque, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. The
I heard they got
airbrush.
stains on him.
Ooh.
On the outside.
Razor Ramon.
Ooh, Razor Ramon toothpick.
Yes.
I feel like that's one that everybody could say they have.
Yeah, they get it. Fucking the
They sell those in
supermarket.
the bodega in the corner.
My mom's always like, yo, no, I got eso.
I have an authentic Razor Ramon toothpick. Here, I'll sell it to you for $1 million.
How about the Bronco that or the Gold Dust Oldsmobile that when
Oh,
Piper
the
and
Lincoln?
Gold fought. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
That would be interesting. That would be interesting.
Wow.
For
I
sure.
would love to see that shit.
Oh, the chair that fucking The Rock almost killed Mick Foley with.
Oh,
Which one?
Yo, you know, nah, you know the one where he got
The Rumble, the Rumble
the
one?
Iconic
Yeah,
match.
yeah.
No,
yeah.
the iconic
that
match.
one
Yeah.
at the Super Bowl halftime performance.
Oh yeah.
Yep,
Oh,
yep,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good times, good times.
Even Mick Foley.
There's a
was
lot
like
of hidden
after the
treasures,
second
man,
one.
and you can find a lot of them on eBay too. Most of these.
Even any of those beers that were thrown at Austin during his run.
Can you imagine?
Yo, that guy was the greatest quarterback of our time.
Facts.
He was, yo.
Never missed.
On point,
I
yo.
remember
Forever
seven misses.
unsigned.
I remember a bunch of drops, but I don't remember no misses.
Yeah.
This-
Yeah, Austin needs to work on his wide receiver game, but
I wonder though, was the man having beers himself? Was the beer the catalyst to the perfect throw?
is the secret key.
Yo, speaking of,
Hey.
this bad boy.
All right, rate it though. Rate it. Yo,
Rated.
spill some down here, bro.
Rah. Yo, it's pretty good, bro. It's kind of hoppy. It's 6.7% alcohol, which is nice. It's a pale ale. Nice, crisp flavor, not too overbearing. It's like it's got that IPA taste to it, right? That we all know and love. I'm not a fan when it's too strong and toasted, and it's not. It's pale ale, the way it's supposed to be.
Nice,
I really
nice.
like it, actually.
Nice.
No doubt, no doubt. No
Check
doubt.
it out. Now, cut me
Hey,
that
do you
check,
feel-
Stone Cold.
Ooh!
Do you feel that is refreshing?
It is kind of refreshing. It's like a nice cold beer on a hot day, kind of refreshing. You know.
Well, that's wonderful because I think that'd be something perfect for all the commentators on the hot seat right now.
Ooh,
Yeah,
wee.
quench that thirst.
I know
That's
JR
what
could
it
use a
is.
sip or two. What the fuck?
Yo, I laughed because I was on Twitter. Somebody said, "Oh my God, JR is amazing." Yo, JR is the shit, but he's not unflappable. Like the man fucks up.
Did you
and
tell him
time
to
again.
get off the network?
Yeah.
Jay. So it's funny you mentioned JR right off the bat, because like we've talked about JR being kind of like uninspired the last couple weeks, right? He's just kind of like, and not the last couple weeks, right? For a minute. Now he's kind of like whatever. So Penta was fighting Trent, right? On Wednesday, and Penta does the whole thing where like he slaps the corner, right? Trent moves out the way, and JR was like, the post no sold it. And I hated that he said that. Yo. The fucking Mark in me was just like, you don't acknowledge a sell. You're not like he knows so like the post no sold it. But then it was also kind of funny. So I'm like, I don't know, man. But JR has a habit of kind of like breaking that fourth wall, and like he completely like disses the dinosaur gimmick, and he's always like very disinterested and like flips. He's like, you see, that's why that doesn't need to happen. Blah blah. Like, oh okay. Like JR's biggest strength has always been his ability to sell big moments. Big moments have JR's voice on them.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. That's it.
And the context he's able to add to those big moments, right?
Right.
But you have to say there's a correlation between the fact that the big moments haven't been there consistently and his lack of being able to produce that.
No, I disagree wholeheartedly. There have been.
You know
big
who else
moments.
disagrees? The Stinger, right? Sting came out this week talking
Shivani's
about
taking
the best
over though.
wrestling he's seen in a long time.
The what? The
Sting
best
came
wrestling.
out talking about the best wrestling he's seen in a long time.
Athletically, sure, absolutely. And I'm not talking shit about the wrestling. I'm talking shit about JR selling it.
Yeah, but then when you think about the big moment with Sting, right? What do you remember? Whose voice do you remember? JR's
but it
or
was-
Shivani's?
Oni.
But that shit was that shit was
Shivani's.
obnoxious, bro. Let's be real. That shit
But
was
you
obnoxious.
remember it.
So it's
But you remember it
Yeah,
though.
it's Sting.
Yeah, that he
what are you,
he kind of
12? Like
he
that?
kind of like stepped on JR's toes with that though, don't you think? Like maybe
Well, you know,
JR should have had that.
It was
moment.
the callback. It was a callback. It was a callback to WCW.
Right.
It was a thing they
The
did,
whole-
so,
yeah.
so it was
I
there.
remember
But-
Shivani and JR worked together in WCW before he went to the E.
Yeah.
So you know, there's some personal duels that are happening that we're not aware of. between those
Oh, maybe
Absolutely.
maybe so.
You know, that's a very great point that you're probably absolutely right, and I simultaneously do not give a fuck about.
Listen, right? I know I'm right.
The point is, you're out there doing your job. I don't care about any backroom politics that someone's taking your spot, blah, blah, blah. I don't give a shit. You are on the table. And if you're not performing on the table, wrestling is narrated by the announcers. The experience comes through the announcers. They're the ones that feed you stories. So a lot of the times when we even talk about creative sucks, it's really announcers also suck because there's no connections being made. But here we are with JR, and his greatest importance to the game is how he sells moments, and he just don't sell moments no more. All he tells you is how mediocre things are. He's the wet blanket. Who wants that? JR, highly respected. He is like legend in the game. But even Jordan had to be like, these wizards, they ain't gonna do it for me, dog.
It's his time, yeah.
Yeah,
You gotta go.
It's over. It's over.
That sounds
But
it disrespectful, but it's not, man. Like, that's it.
But how does the future sound? How does the future sound? Is it sound promising to you?
Well, the future sounds like they apologize a lot because, Pat McAfee on SmackDown, that's all he was doing.
All right, but we'll get to Pat McAfee. We got to do something about AEW.
Okay.
But what are we doing with this AEW booth? Excalibur clearly has to be on it.
Yeah.
I think he's the best part of their announced team.
It's just that he stands out. It's just that he stands out because he's the only one doing the actual the work. I mean,
But it's because this guy names every move.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like he's the one that's actually doing it now, and then maybe he should have done the other role. Maybe he should have done.
But are we invested in
Nah,
the
but-
name? Are we invested in the name of the moves, or are we invested in the story that these two performers?
No,
are telling?
I would like for the commentator to dictate what's happening in the match, but sometimes
there's gotta be.
Sometimes all you hear is bullshit, like clown, like the whole Byron Saxton and fucking and Corey Graves shit.
Corey Graves,
That's
yeah.
a bad example because they're kind of good sometimes too. They be making me pop too, but a lot. It's a lot sometimes. It's a lot. And if you're not getting dictation, then, bro.
But the thing is, you also remember that they're telling a story in the ring that does not need to be. Certain aspects do not need to be narrated. And when you're
Of course they do.
No. There's things like visuals and shit.
This is the same shit that people shitted on Morrow for. When I thought Morrow brings excitement to the match when he's calling because there's so much passion behind it. But they would claim that he takes away from the match.
The problem with Morrow is that every moment is WrestleMania.
Hey,
that's the problem. That's the problem with Morrow. That if you listen to him on Wednesday and then you listen to him at the pay-per-view and then you listen to him at the next Wednesday, you know what I mean?
Sell it.
When you hear, not on a regular second match of the night. You're not going, Mamma Mia!
To be fair,
there's levels to this shit.
To be fair though, let's remember what Morrow was commentating on in legendary NXT matches. Because the people that are the top right now in NXT, Morrow was the commentator for them throughout all their matches.
He kind of had to do it.
He never got criticized. He didn't get criticized for the big matches. He
No.
got criticized for the regular schmegular daily match.
And I'm gonna
weekly
tell you,
matches.
even the regular schmegular daily matches were dope.
They get commentated different than Raw matches.
That's just facts.
You gotta, it's you have to learn your levels because then the pay per view's not special. It's gotta
So-
be special. You've gotta if you have a fucking story and there's three parts to the story, you can't start at an 8 because you can only go to 10. Storytelling 101. You gotta grow. You gotta climax. And if you're at fucking 10 right from the jump, like
Climax.
there's no difference. There's no difference because you're just yelling all the time.
I mean,
But if-
now you're making it seem like he's coming. Oh, he's coming in here and that walking. No, the man was when certain
He
spots
kinda
were very-
was.
When he
certain
got
spots were
excited,
very
when he got
solid.
excited.
when
When
you hear
he got
him
excited and he
commentating
was
boxing,
excitable.
when you hear him commentating boxing, every time there's a clean fucking punch.
But wrestling
Yeah.
needs that. Wrestling
I mean,
needs that. Wrestling needs
I
that.
saw Mauro did
He's
excellent
great in
job.
boxing.
And you
Yo,
know what?
obviously
You guys
he
have
was
an
doing.
opportunity. You guys have an opportunity to see what Mauro does best this Sunday in Rebellion for Impact because he will be on the commentary table for Rebellion.
Wow.
Make sure to catch
Wow.
our official pre-show for Impact's Rebellion dropping this Sunday because you know the bad guys got you.
Got it, baby. We got it. We doing the damn thing.
Oh shit!
The bad guys always take care of y'all. And Twitch, they joining the party too. Shout outs to Twitch because they gonna jump in on all the festivities,
All right.
on all the action.
To the main point here is that the best presentation of AEW was supposed to be sports based, right? When we look at when we think about at least New Yorkers right up here, like in the Northeast, we look at like the Yankees because fuck Boston, right? And their legendary announce team, right? Michael K does an excellent job of telling you what's happening. He paints the picture. He sets the poetry.
He has the
Right.
time to do it because baseball's the slowest sport in the world.
I understand that,
Facts.
but the job is the same in a different context. The job is the same. All right, JR, and the reason I know it can happen in wrestling is because it used to, and JR used to be the best at.
But
So
we're,
it can
we're
happen
here,
again.
but we're also
Yeah.
here talking about that wrestling is the most athletic it's ever been. So the fast pace that's happening in the ring makes that very difficult. Does it
And
not?
but without a commentary team to make it sense, then it's just gymnastics. All right. Yes, they can tell whatever story. Yo, gymnastics tell stories too. You forget that they dance to the music. Like there is
Absolutely.
movement, there is pace, there is climax. All right?
Every time they fall
So-
off the beam, we're like
Climax.
shit, you know? But my
love
thing,
that word.
but see, my thing is, I feel like there's a significant difference between a commentator when a commentator takes over the
The
match.
commentator.
Yes,
commentator
the
takes
remake.
over the match.
Is that the
I
Undertaker's
believe
sister?
is that the
El
people
Primo.
in the ring are not performing to the expectation. That's my
It's
way of looking at it.
a good-
Because the
a good
story in the
commentator-
ring, the story in the ring that's visual should never take away from the audio. I mean, should always take away from the audio.
No, because the commentator sets the framework for what's happening. It's
So
giving
that-
you the story on a silver platter. And again,
100%.
that's what JR used to be good at.
So let me
When
ask you
Stone
this.
Cold turned
Well,
on The Rock,
I think we-
WrestleMania 17, right? Everybody was like, holy shit, because JR was like, holy shit.
100%.
Because he had
Right,
painted
right.
this picture that what's
100%.
Vince doing here? Vince is not
100%.
gonna help The Rock. He's
Okay.
not gonna help Stone Cold. What's
So
happening?
mischief, I'm gonna shit on your whole point, right? So then tell me,
Can't.
when you are in
Bueno,
any
Sole Pepe.
live sports event, why do you mark out? You don't hear any commentating. It's because of the story being told in the ring. That's the
And
number
that's all you
one thing.
have. That's all you have. There is no other option. If I could go to a baseball game, if I could go to a football game, if I could go to WWE and I can listen to what the announcers are saying, absolutely, positively, unequivocally, yes, I would. And I'd pay extra for it. Right? Vic, didn't
Why
you
isn't
say
that
that
a
at one of the
thing?
WrestleManias that was a thing?
There
Why isn't
was
that a thing?
Bluetooth. There was a Bluetooth option. Some
Like, it's
WrestleManias.
2021.
Yeah.
that's-
But here's
that's gotta
here's the
be
thing.
it.
Here's the thing. We're focused on JR so much, and yeah, I get it. He's done. That's it. There's no repairing him. But
I mean, he's
how do we
better
feel
than
about the
he was in
future though?
FPW. Let's be
Eh,
fair.
but how we feel about the future? Because it sounds like what you're saying. It sounds like we're in good hands.
Excalibur's the future for
No,
AEW.
not even just Excalibur. I'm talking about WWE's new commentary system that they got. So Go ahead.
And the reason I was so adamant about this AEW thing is because it sets up my point for Raw and SmackDown. All right.
Okay.
The sports references, the Michael K comparison, that's on purpose, because sports tell a great story. When you think about sports, the sport tells the story. The commentators narrate. All right. It happens in football, right? Like nobody's there talking about all the announcers taking away. The best announcers don't take away, right? Tony Romo's out there doing a great job as a commentator, right? Because he adds to the experience. Sports are the best at doing this. And when they succeed excellently. Adnan Virk coming into Raw, that is a sports-centered presentation. You're looking for someone to narrate that story, you got to look to sports. They are the best at doing something out of nothing. They sell you from numbers. They tell you stories. Do they not?
Facts.
Right? Don't you sit at Monday Night Football and you're listening to, well, you used to listen to Gruden and Mike talk about the statistics of like the yardage and whatever, and like on third downs, there's a 45% chance that when it's raining and it's Monday and he's got a boner, that he's gonna get a you knew the statistics because from numbers they told stories. They need to bring that to AEW, and that's what they're trying to do with the ranking. And I think Excalibur is that sports element. I think he's being dragged down by people like JR. All right, in WWE. Wow. We're adding that with Adnan Virk, who's got that ESPN background, who can tell a story by what he sees, right? He's able to convey that to the audience because that's what sports does, right? No one narrates that shit but the commentary. Pat McAfee is doing the same shit, but he's on the color side. He's on the color commentary side. He's giving you personality, the Tony Romo, that can tell you the depth behind it in a sports package. Right? Because Michael Cole is great at what he does when he's able to do it the way he's supposed to.
Okay.
And now you got personality with Pat McAfee. He jokes and he's adding the sports to it.
And he stands up from his chair. Like, holy shit, this is just all the different experience. I love it. Don't fix that.
Yeah.
Don't, because now you got the camera on him for a little split second. It's something different. But I mean, don't take the match, but still.
He's got a climax, right? So like we can't be standing up on a regular Friday.
right, not right. Yeah, no.
But it was his first time, so he did excellent, and they both did great. Adnan's gonna find his groove. He's got two dudes to help him do it. Pat's gonna find his groove first.
I'm not mad at it. I like it. I like the new movements.
Yeah,
the sound.
The new sound, the sports centered like that presentation. That's important because that's where they're going to bring more fans back. And I think the Peacock deal, I think the Fox deal, I think that's what it's all about.
And it's interesting because, you're talking about bringing legitimacy to the wrestling industry. And, one of the celebrities that was just part of WrestleMania, Jake Paul, he went on a show and he said, yo, people were saying, oh, you sold that stunner really well. He was like, dude, I didn't sell shit. That shit hurt. These guys go in. Like, I got kicked. And I got fucking flipped over. Like that was not like I didn't do shit. They did shit to me. And bringing legitimate analysts, sports enthusiasts, people that know how to tell that type of competitive story, it would help.
Yeah.
Adnan didn't do a terrible job on Monday Night Raw. It's just Monday Night Raw is a terrible job. And Pat McAfee, people That's
the best way to put it.
I just feel maybe he wasn't ready for a two-man show. Right.
Okay.
Since all you can see is Michael Cole, but like shaking his head. You know what I mean? Writing receipts and shit. Like, yeah. I don't know.
Nah, but they gotta keep at it, man. Keep at it.
He has charisma. McAfee can get it done. I'm a little upset that we didn't see them McAfee flesh out his character a little more. What he was doing in NXT was dope. I would like to see that a little more. Maybe we will get it. We don't know.
What time? Or maybe he's restricted because to kind of like preserve the character for some kind of thing. Who knows? All I know is that I popped. And that's definitely going to lead us into the next segment. In the final segment, the HPC of the week, gentlemen. I popped for the Pat McAfee's commentating. I also enjoyed Indy Hartwell's love story with Mr. Dexter Loomis. The whole beginning to end, since she's been working with him, has been fucking entertaining as F.
Delightful.
I'm glad you said it that way because what I thought was entertaining AF was Moxley and Eddie Kingston. If they don't have a buddy cop movie in the works, what is up?
Yo,
Eddie Kingston and John Moxley coming out there ramming into the trailer, right, talking their shit. Did you see the moment where Moxley like throws a pipe and he's like, "Yo, you almost hit me. I love you, dog. You gotta make sure."
wait till I get out of the way.
Yeah, shout out to Cop.
You gotta wait till I get out.
Shout out to Cop and a Half featuring.
Yo.
Moxley.
That shit was hilarious.
Kingston.
That was a pop horde.
Well, my pop of the week definitely has to go to a young lady that we talked about last week and how wonderful her progression has been. Tay Conte versus Akira. Wow.
Wow.
Akira Shida, Jesus.
We're live, pal.
I know. Reading it threw me off. But Akira Shida, Tay Conte, yo, they put on a banger, man. I will say it might have been Shida's best match so far. I mean, yo, it was just great. There was some stiff shots. Both women got in their spots. They put in the work, man. Yo, and Conti is looking phenomenal, man. She looks like she belongs in the main event. And I know you may disagree with me, Mischief, but this potential was there in the E. They just didn't utilize it.
Nah.
Well, she ain't in the main event now. She got to move aside because DMD is on her way. And I popped to that for sure when she came out. I was like, hey.
My pop was for Sarai and Zoe Starks.
Oh, okay.
Those two put on a match.
Yeah, it was pretty dope, man. I saw NXT,
was
man. It was entertaining. Nice debut for her.
How about Hangman Page versus Ricky Starks?
Wow.
Oh.
Shout out to a pop to Ricky Starks' neck. How about that?
I think he hurt his shoulder, actually. I think he got injured.
Damn. No good. No bueno. That sucks.
Yeah. Yo, TNT, what up? Well, we're not going to talk about the heels of the week, guys, very clearly, right? We got MJF cutting that killer promo in the middle of the ring. In the middle of the ring. In the
middle of the camera. In the middle of the... He was in the center. He was centered up. Night.
But, and then also another pop, right? Anytime Jericho touches the mic, I'm in love. But mostly because Santana killed it.
Yeah,
Santana was that pop.
Oh.
But MJF been heel of the week for a minute now, so.
All right. I feel the wrestling was really, really good this week, but it tends to get better because this week we make history, ladies and gentlemen. Rebellion is going to be on, and we're going to, as usual, hook you up with the hype show on Sunday for Impact's own Rebellion. Kenny Omega versus Rich Swann for the Impact title. Some things are going to happen. We're going to remember it, and it's going to go down. PCF, tell the fans what they can do on their way out, because it's 10 count of 10 told. Talk
Check
to
us out
them.
on Twitter, HPC2Sweet, and on IG at HPC2Sweet_. And make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and Twitch channel, Heels, Pops, and Chair Shots. And don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review wherever you get your fix from.
Longaniza. Get your finger out of there.
Do you know what the Pentagon PCF have?